welcome to SoCal Surf with Dan Nappy. Well, today we are going to Newport Pier area, just north of the pier, between the pier and the jetties. We looked at Huntington, and it was walled out and didn't look that good. And so we decided to go down the south and check it out. We haven't done a lot of podcasts lately because the surf has been non-existent because of the super high tide, and I'm going to get into that in a minute. I was talking to Alice in Alaska earlier, and she asked why there was no surf, and I told her. And so we're going to bring her online here. I called her, and we recorded that. So let's stop it right here, and we'll pick it up with Alice's phone call. Hold on. Okay, I've got Alice on the phone. She's in Alaska, and she wanted to know why there was no surf. And we're going to tell her. So say hello to Alice. Hello.
Hey.
So
Hey.
why there's no surf? Here's why there's no surf. I don't know if you heard about this, but the moon is as close to the Earth as it's been since 1948.
Wow.
Did you know that?
I didn't know that, but I did know that the moon has been looking quite full and quite close, really close.
And what that does is the moon controls the tides. As the moon rotates around the Earth, the water being flexible, the gravitational pull from the moon pulls it in one direction or another, and that's why the tides go up and down. So with the moon being really close, it's drawing the tides up higher than normal. And so what happens from a surfer's point of view is those waves are not big enough to break in the deeper water. So the surf comes in normally, but then doesn't hit the bottom of the ocean floor, as it gradually goes up towards the dry sand. And so the wave doesn't push up and start to break. So that's why there hasn't been a lot of surf. That's why my podcasts have been missing for the last few days. There's nothing to talk about. There's no surf.
That's crazy. I was just there 2 weeks ago, as you well know, and I was noticing the sand changes so much there. So will that actually, as the waves are coming in closer and closer, will that actually be eroding more of your
Yes, the sand shifts constantly, as you notice when you came back, and I showed Nancy that it flexes in and flexes out and moves, and so it changes on sandy beaches. When you're in Hawaii where you got a reef, the reef doesn't move. That coral is staying still. Right. But the sand shifts, and that's why the beach breaks are a little more difficult to surf, because you know the wave can break anywhere. Where on a reef break, it breaks at the same exact spot every time, depending on size. But that's it. So it's been but today the surf got bigger, and the waves started to break again. But then all of a sudden the wind just came up and just blew it to shreds. I mean, the water being flexible again, the wind comes up and it blows it all out. So can't really complain, because the wind is what creates the waves.
We can't complain at all. No. And the wind also drives some of that purple and green stuff that I was breathing in while I was down there visiting that Alaska doesn't have any of. So,
well, let's not get braggy now, because Alaska's
no bragging intended. Sorry.
Yeah, no, Alaska is cool, no question about it, and
it's cold actually. It started snowing right now. It's very cold. In fact, we haven't had enough snow. So about your surf report, I'm going to give you a snow report. We haven't had enough snow. And yesterday I said to my husband as we were outside, I said, "It is so cold." And we started cracking up because we're like, and it's going to get so much colder. But truly, if we don't get the snow, it just gets too cold and too icy, and everywhere you're walking, you're slipping. And that can be it's unsightly and embarrassing. But,
Yes.
So let's get the weather grooving.
And, let's get well, you need snow and we need sun, because that's what we sell down here. We sell sun. But now, as you may know, that they have passed the marijuana law here. So now the new slogan will be "Get high in California," instead of.
Marijuana has already been legal in Alaska for a number of years now, and
how's that working out?
I forget. But you know what? It's kind of interesting, just because they can't get all the laws worked out, in regards to where they can sell it, what the THC content can be, blah 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 blah.
Yeah, can you be if you can't be?
Alaska grows some of the strongest marijuana, Mary Jane, that any other place in the world does.
Yes, so that's true.
We are quite famous for our pot.
Well, I know there's a lot of laws that have to come down from this because you can't be drunk in public. Can you be stoned in public?
Exactly.
Can you be out? Can you be rude or and disorderly while you're stoned? These are all the things that still have to be worked out, even though it's it's legal to smoke. It isn't legal to fall down the street.
No.
So anyway, that's probably it. We should be really talking more about the surf, but since
the surf, I know. I was going to wrap it up with a. I guess we should get back to your podcast. But anyway, delightful seeing all the surfers there when I was there. It's a fun thing. I'm sorry you're not having any waves right now, but my prediction is that we will get snow and you will get waves. So that's just my intuitive take on this.
Right. Well, thanks for contributing to the podcast, Alice. I'm gonna go now, and I will hopefully see you soon.
Listen, you have a good one
in your motorhome. All right.
Right on.
All right. See you later. Thanks.
Okay.
Bye. So that's Alice in Alaska. She was here a couple weeks ago watching the surfers, and it's lucky for her that the weather was just beautiful. The water was nice and warm. There was no wind then. It was glassy conditions, so very good for her. It's been this week has been kind of high tide and not very good. There's been some waves here and there, but I haven't gone. So except for I went today. We went to Newport. We went to Huntington to look at it, and it was choppy and big and walled out. So we thought, let's try another one. We were going to go north, but we decided to go south. We went to Newport, and as we pulled up, there was some big sets that were rolling in. We thought, awesome. So we got ready. By the time we got from the car to the water, the wind had come up and just blown it to pieces. And we went out anyway. It was choppy and rough and stormy-like conditions, so hard to catch waves because they were all broken up. And we managed to get a couple, but the tide, I thought the tide was going from north to south when we were at Huntington, but when we got to Newport, it was going from south to north, which is really weird and strange. And so we went out close to the jetties on the north end of the pier area, and we started getting pushed towards the rocks. So we started paddling south, got to be a lot of work. So I got out and walked down past the 24 stand and went out again, and then I caught some waves there. By the time I caught 2 waves, I was back at the jetty. So it was kind of a lot of work. It wasn't really good surf today, but I'd been out of the water for all week now, so I was real anxious to get back in. So, all right, there you have it. There's our little surf report, and I will see you hopefully tomorrow. Tomorrow's Friday, so we'll see what happens. It's supposed to be a little smaller, but the wind's supposed to start going offshore, so we shall see. But in the meantime, let's check out our sponsors, Merchiro, nappyclothing.com, Task Bullet, and Swing Easy Hammocks. Thanks for listening. See ya. Bye.